Welcome back, guys. We're driving to the gym, and today has been quite productive. It's about 3 o'clock, so this will be a pretty early workout. One of my last early workouts for a while, probably. I'm about to switch back to going to a college gym, and parking there won't open until 5. So I'll have to, occupy my time until then. And honestly, I feel that that's a better way to be productive. By kind of locking myself into not going to the gym early, because honestly, once I get back from the gym, like I'm tired. It's the end of the day, I feel, and I tend to not do much more work. I do a little bit of work after I get back, but for the most part, it's mostly just like chilling and relaxing. And I feel that, a lot of days I end up quitting too early and going to, doing my workout. Like today, it's 3 o'clock, and I could probably just, go at 5 and still get some stuff done. I mean, there's minor things that could be done, but nothing like outstanding. But I do feel that if I were to actually be putting in an extra 2 hours of work each day, then that would just compound over time and become, better and better. So I'll put it like this. Sometimes I do enjoy having the ability to go earlier and to just, put the workout in and then be done for the day, especially like if there's nothing to do, or nothing, that's pressing at all that needs to be done. Obviously, you can always find something to do, but if there's nothing pressing at all and I am looking to just, have a day of relaxation or at least half a day of relaxation, then it's nice to be able to go early and to just get that in. Because even on days that I, quote unquote, relax, there's still a workout in there, and there's still, just daily maintenance tasks and that kind of stuff. But I think that for periods of time, at least, when I am supposed to be really buckling down, which we're about to be entering one of those phases, at least, I hope that we're going to have a lot of stuff that we can do. Um, it might be better to just close off the possibility of going early and just say, like, hey, you can't park until 5. You can't get there until 5. You've got to, fill that time. And you may as well, if I'm, just sitting around, like, I'm the type of person who I can't relax if there's something that needs to be done later in the day. Like, I'm just constantly thinking about, like, oh, I need to do this thing. So if I do have to go to the gym later, even something like going to the gym, if I do have to go to the gym later, then, I'm going to be working before going. Like, there's no chance of me, just kind of taking the time off and relaxing or doing something non-productive before the workout, just because, like, in my head, for whatever reason, and it's always been like this, even when I was in, middle school and elementary school, like, I couldn't go out and have fun in good faith. Like, there, it would happen occasionally just because, some friends and I would do something after school, but then I would have to go back and do my homework after that. So I couldn't most of the time bring myself to do something fun until I was done with all the homework for the day. And I don't know why that is. It's kind of like it's a character trait that, it doesn't just apply to homework. It applies to really any kind of task. Even if I have some kind of meeting, like even something as little as a 30-minute meeting, if it's of any importance at all, then, the whole day up to that point is, I'm just trying to be productive. Because I know there's no point in trying to relax or have fun or do anything like that. I mean, occasionally there will be situations where, like on a weekend, maybe I'll have a doctor's appointment at 5 o'clock or something, and I may as well, there's absolutely nothing that needs to be getting done, and, I may as well relax. Occasionally that will be the case, but it's always so much less enjoyable than if there's nothing to do later that day. And, that it's a very short-term thing. It's like, I can relax if I have something that if there's an appointment that I have tomorrow. It's literally just I can't rest if there's not going to be a period of me falling asleep in between what I'm currently doing and the whatever is scheduled for later that day. So that's one of the reasons actually why I like to be a little bit more entrepreneurial, because I don't like schedules. Um, just because it takes so much. It just takes a lot of the joy I feel out of my life if I'm bound to a schedule. Just because, for whatever reason, as great as the thing on the schedule could be, for some reason I kind of dread it. like, um, I remember my mom and I would always have these big fights when I was a little kid about me going to summer camp, because she would want me to go to these summer camps and have like a scheduled day where she'd drop me off and I do something at the camp, and I always wanted to stay home and do my own thing, because to me it felt like, oh, all this stuff is scheduled, like it's work basically. Even though it was fun stuff, it was like I'd be at chess camp and we'd be playing chess, or I went to a sailing camp one year and then just learned to sail. Just like in some boat, like not strict, like, taking classes, but literally like, it was a bunch of boys in boats out on the water. It was fun. And looking back, I'm actually really glad that I went to those classes and did those camps and, wasn't just left to my own devices, because I probably wouldn't have spent the time as enjoyably. Like, once I was there, it was enjoyable, but just the idea of planning to go to a summer camp, it hurt at the time. It hurt my mind to think about. It was like something that I would dread. But then once I would go, it would be really fun. So I don't know. Oh, there's a car just stopped in the middle of the road with its hazards on and its door open. So I'm gonna pull over here. Interesting. But other than that, or rather that mindset, it kind of stays with me, and it has caused me to not really want a job where I just go into work day after day. And so I've done a lot of planning and a lot of work to avoid being in a situation where I need a job. And I mean, it's possible that I'll look back at some point and wish that I'd had one, or, if I do at some point have one, maybe I'll look back and it'll kind of be like the summer camps where I'm glad that I did have one. Surely it's, absolutely, I know this for a fact, a lot of people end up getting along with their coworkers really well and, making some lifelong friends that way. My cousin, he works at a pharmaceutical company, and they, it's a well-to-do company. So they have like, beer hours, every other week. And then the employees, like, the coworkers, they all get together afterwards. They have a couple beers there, and then they head out to some bars afterwards. And, it sounds like a fun time. Obviously, not all workplaces are like that. And I've also heard horror stories of really bad employers and, just dealing with annoying coworkers. And it seems to be a common trope in, like TV shows like The Office it was kind of, jokingly putting a very lighthearted, funny spin on all of the things that could go wrong working in an office. But, the point that it was kind of getting across, or, the target audience that would think a lot of those jokes were funny, were, kind of disgruntled employees who weren't too happy working in an office. They would just laugh at the shenanigans that would go on. So, absolutely, that's very real too. And my goal is to get to a point where I maybe have a job, you could say, but the job that I have is I'm actually the boss of like a physical location. And, then I technically have a schedule that I can engage in day to day, but it's not a 100% absolutely necessary schedule. It's more, if I need to take a day off, I'm not going to get fired. I mean, maybe something will go wrong with the business or something, but hopefully I can have systems in place so that if I need to take a day off to do something and take care of something, then, that could be arranged pretty easily, hopefully. Um, and I think that would kind of hit really well in the sense that I would then have, these coworkers who, a kind of community at the office, and it could be whatever kind of community I choose if I really was the boss. I could have, the upside of that, but also not have the downside of, you know, if there are problematic people, then they wouldn't be there for long, right? Whereas, other offices and companies where, the owner doesn't necessarily work at the office, once a company gets to a certain size, then it's just management. Even if there's a really unpopular, kind of objectively bad, manager or coworker, it's tough to get rid of them just on account of that. So, I don't know if it's legal to get rid of them for any other reason, but that's what we've got for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.